and Thompson. So that is the Swedish team. The referees today are from Argentina, Ines Pualantoni and Mariana Garcia.
Maria Ines Pualantoni, Argentina. Technical delegate, timekeeper.
So with the introductions made, it's now the table officials. And at the back on the higher table is Stella Vartanyan from Russia, who is the main IHF official. So the last of the introductions being made. And then it will be time for the national anthems.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand up for the national anthem.
Montenegro first.
National anthem of Montenegro.
Plenty of passion as ever with Montenegro. They have it by the bucket load. And now it is time for the national anthem of Sweden.
National anthem of Sweden.
So a big cheer and the teams will wheel around. They've played each other 5 times in official matches, winning 2 each and 1 draw. The last meeting at the Euro 2018 in France last year, Montenegro won 30-28. The last win for Sweden was at Euro 2014 in the bronze medal playoff when they won 25-23. So as I said, a huge game this for Sweden. A win and they are into the semi-final. Any other result, I'm afraid, we'll see them miss out. This is how the group looks then after those Russian and Japanese wins earlier. Russia still top, maximum points, the only team there. Spain, their first defeat of the competition. Sweden in third, then can leapfrog the Spaniards. It would be on goal difference. Montenegro then tend to rely on the Budućnost players to get underway, as we mentioned, with Bulatovic at the right back. Playmaker Rajcevic will need another big game here today. Johansson, the coach, hoping that she can find that. And right winger Radicevic also will be key. For Sweden, right back Blomstrand is misfiring, so Lindqvist will start with Messing and Gulden at the back. Melgo and Hagman on the wings, Lagerqvist on the line, and Idén in goal. Henrik Stignell, the coach, looking very focused for this huge game. Third place in the group means that you are in the playoff for fifth, but you're guaranteed to be in the Olympic qualification tournament. Fourth place in the group. Well, there's Gulden, who is going to be key. 27 goals so far in the competition. We're hoping that she can deliver the goods today. She has had a great tournament. So Sweden throw off this final match in the main round of Group 2 at the Women's Handball World Championships, playing from right to left in the yellow shirts against Montenegro, all black today, in a match that Sweden must win to get past Spain and go into the semi-final of the World Championships. Montenegro can no longer do that. They're a point short. But a win for them would put them in third place in the group, and it would mean that they would be guaranteed a place in the Olympic qualification tournament. Oh, a bit of a deflection. Sweden get the first goal. Messing, the scorer. 25-year-old who plays for Thüringen in Germany. Lovely height. But it helped with that deflection to beat Rajic. There's been a hand from Rajcevic. So they have in fact started with Klikovac at right back. He plays for Bucharest in Romania. The rest of the lineup looks very much as expected. Clip off the bar. Well, in fact, no, because they've put in Djokovic in the centre, gives the ball away, looking for the wing. Comfortable save for Idén. Gulden Messing in the middle at the moment. She'll switch with Gulden in a second. Lovely pass to the line. And Blom scores her first. She's on an 85% success rate with her shooting, Blom. Quite remarkable, really, even for a line player. 2-0, good start. A defeat for the Swedes here today would see them finish in fourth. And the fourth place means that you're in the playoff for the seventh place, and that is only the winner going through to the Olympic qualification tournament. Hence, third place you're guaranteed. Fourth place in this group, you still have a fight in your hands. Little handoff. Djokovic, who started in the middle, through the legs of the keeper. That's one that Idén will want to forget about. 6-0 defense by the Montenegrins, who have some of the toughest players there. Play with their heart on their sleeve, and Swedes know they'll have a fight, especially if they're trying to break through. Did well. Oh, picked up the rebound. Just managed to stay off the floor, Blom. Clips the post and stays out. Rajic, Budućnost, goalkeeper. Happy to go and collect the ball from the side and throw it in. Swedes also playing a 6-0 defense. Decent depth on it. They just have to be a little bit careful. Now there's a big angle on the wing. Oh, puts it wide. Radicevic, who's the third top scorer in the tournament with 50 goals. And a 76% success rate, comes around and misses the target altogether. Per Johansson, the Swedish coach of Montenegro, up against his old team. Looks on impassively. Mehmedovic has broken away. And that's how quickly things change around. 2-2. Gulden looks to pass to the wing. Came off a leg, I think. And it's going to be a free throw for Sweden, who keep possession. Messing starting ahead of Roberts at left back. I'm sure Roberts will come in. Oof. That looked like a very high hand on Gulden. Drives in, and Djokovic, her usual approach to defense. She's had 9 2-minute suspension in the tournament, Djokovic. She doesn't take prisoners. Messing. Couldn't quite get enough power behind it. It sails well wide of the bar. Djokovic normally plays left back, but being played in the center today, with Rajcevic shifting left. They swap back. That's more like it. Looks for the line. That's off the foot, but it's unintended for Hagman. Of course, put your foot out intentionally to block the ball. That's a 2-minute suspension. So Klikovac starting at right back. Oh, looks for the wing, misconnects completely. And they have to race back now. 6 of the 7 starters for Montenegro. From Budućnost. And a second time off the post, the rebound's picked up. Meminovic is away, Messing can't do anything short of barging her over and doesn't want the suspension. Meminovic gets her second. Broke away, and Messing just didn't have the legs on her to catch up. Difficult coming in from the side. 6 minutes played. 3-2. At the moment, Sweden haven't found too much rhythm at the back. It's down to individual play, like that one there by Isabel Gulden, player who passed the 800 goal mark for her country at this championship. Djokovic, he then got a foot on it. In fact, it's Rajcevic. Messing, again, whips a hard shot, goes over the top. Towering figure, she's 1.88 m, Messing. First World Championship, but she was in the European Championship squad last year. Got herself noticed and got signed up by Thüringen in Germany from H65 Höhe. So 3-3, 7 minutes played in this crucial game. Montenegro equally keen to get that third place in the group. Klikovac scores. Gulden, Messing. Time to bring on Roberts, try and get a little bit of power. Some darting run. She tends to go straight at the defense if you place the line player right. Messing hesitating, she's getting a bit too close. Now there's a breakthrough. Scored by Lindqvist. Oh, Meminovic couldn't get the ball the first time. By the time she got control on it, the gap had closed. So Burnovic started on the line ahead of club teammate Ramusovic, but they'll both get a chance there, I'm sure. Djokovic passes to the line, sails over by Meminovic. Sweden break, and Roberts has come on. Number 8 cuts towards the middle. Roberts, who plays for Randers in Denmark. In fact, 12 of the Swedes play their club handball in Denmark. So her first shot, not particularly well placed, and a comfortable save for Rajic. That'll count as a first save, according to the stats. Per Johansson looks up and sees they're still level. Montenegrins need a win, really, to move up to that third place. A draw will see them stay the same, with Sweden in third, Montenegro in fourth. Attacking foul. Quick pass down to Roberts. Goes beyond her hands, though. And another turnover back the other way. 3 for Montenegro. This the first for Sweden. For the score remains as neither team manages to find a way through. Bit of a free throw. They'll fight over the ball. Montenegro qualified for the World Championships by beating the Czech Republic, but it was a tough encounter. They beat them on the away goals rule, 49-all it was. And another interception, twice they've given it straight back, Sweden. Quick break, Mimirovic, big angle, and scores. And Montenegro edge in front. Poor pass, Despotovic, happy to pick that one up. And near post, nothing that Idén could do about that. Second turnover, 10-minute mark is gone. And they brought it level. Hagman getting the ball last. Plays for Odense. Kaya Hansen finds fault. Signal does not. In fact, Gulden being spared defensive duties at the moment. It's going to be another free throw. Lindqvist doing a job on the far side, playing in her first major competition for Sweden. Straight through, Klikovac, near post. It was almost slow motion. Roberts breaks. Blom goes on the line. Gulden comes back on again. Looks for the line. Scored by Lindblom, her second. Copenhagen baseline player. 7th top scorer in the Danish league with 67 goals. And it's that kind of composure. Shows why she's got them. So still nip and tuck here. Although no direct club teammates against each other here. Gulden and Hagman, who are on for the Swedes, played at CSM Bucharest last year with Klikovac and Gribic, who are still there, and Radicevic, although she's now moved on to Budućnost. Too many steps, turnover. Throw's taken from the wrong place, and they have to send it back. There is Hagman. And the team timeout for Sweden. Bulatovic coming on and takes too many steps.
Jamina, vi kör något spel här där vi får ett litet tryck på Jamina. Det är goa här, Jamina. Och så följer vi med här, Lind. Men Lasse T har lite djup här. Och kolla på inbrytningar där, så anpassar vi oss efter det. Du ligger kvar långt.
Those two now, okay? Defense.
Girls, we need to invest everything in return because they press us every single time. After that, in defense, Maida, hold it a little bit because now it's 2 times there. Hold it a little bit more.
So the instructions there on this occasion by the assistant coach Adrian Vasile, who also took over the reins at CSM Bucharest in October. So just a couple of months ago from Thomas Rude. He's now coaching the Romanian team after a poor start to the season. But Adrian Vasile, of course, knows the opposition well, since 2 of the players, as I mentioned, Klikovac and Gribic, play at his club, and Radicevic was there, where he was assistant coach until last summer. Gulden fighting on her own to get through, gets the goal, but comes away with nothing. Free throw's been given. She's blocked by Katarina Bulatovic. Those came into this World Championship with 460 goals for Montenegro, but Blum again on target with a third. 3 from 4. And that's some going in one of the toughest defenses in the championship. Contrasting emotions. So Bulatovic replacing Klikovac. Djukovic, Despotovic has been on for a while now. She's doing the left back cover. Bulatovic, good save, he did. Going to move it quickly. Hagman was free briefly. She's not anymore. Roberts. That's too many steps, says the referee. And a lot of turnovers already in the game. It's Roberts. Well, Hagman going away up the court. Goalkeeper came out initially to cover her, but Despotovic got back. Roberts. Enough of an angle. No, can't smuggle it through. Melgore comes away empty-handed. The winger. That plays with Blomstrand in Copenhagen. Close. Then goes Radicevic, who's having a terrific championship. Well, the shooting statistics well below par here. Both teams coming into the match with a 62% success rate on their shooting. Sweden are on 50%. Montenegro languishing down on 43 at the moment. And you can't even say that it's down to some astounding goalkeeping. The ball's still in play. Close angle, but this time Melgore just smuggles it in, same place, just a little bit quicker. And as we pass the midway point in the first half, Sweden open up a 2-goal lead with a slice of luck. So a rebound falling kindly for the Swedes. Change the goalkeeper. I should mention as well that Batinovic coming in now for Montenegro in place of Rajic. She's made 2 saves from 10 only. Batinovic in goal at the back. He played 52 times for Croatia, including at the World Championships in 2011 and Euro 2012 and 2014, but has now changed to play for Montenegro. Roberts. Looking for the shot, caught in mid-air by Ramusovic. Powerful central block with Despotovic and Bulatovic. Oh, dummy the first shot. It still comes away empty-handed and broke through Lindqvist. And Batinovic happy to make a first save. Dummy the first and went through. She was going backwards. Not what you want to do as a goalkeeper. If anything, though, it was a poor shot in the end by Lindqvist. She's happy, though. And a team timeout called by Montenegro.
If we decide to play Dukraya, we play Dukraya. No need to shoot after 1 or 2 passes. Play, respect the zones, come again. Let them come up, let the ball do returns. Now we play Itana, Gico, Katarina, Tanja. Only 2 play. Kempa press where you coming in.
Så jobbar vi med linjesnurr efter ett par gånger. Och då går du långt och håll tajmingen så att du hittar inspel kanske mellan ben på vänster 3 eller så. Jättebra bakåt också. Spela.
3-2 Sverige!
Hagge, släpp boll lite tidigare.
Contrasting approaches of the 2 Swedish coaches, Per Johansson, geeing them up a little bit there, Zidane. He's already made 5 saves from 11 so far in this first half. Played her part in tipping the scales, but it's still finely balanced. So play resumes after that team timeout. Montenegro on the attack. And change at the back where Gribic has come on, the CSM Bucharest playmaker. Djokovic has gone completely the other side. Free throw, foul by Hagman. So Djokovic in the center, she'll switch back again. Line player comes out, drops in. Djokovic, long-range shot. Not particularly well placed. Lagerqvist comes off, she's been used in defense only. Roberts comes on. It's going to be a free throw only. As Gulden hopefully offers a hand up to Burnovic. Roberts looks for the line. Blum turns one way, then switches back the other way. Leaves the defender standing. And a 3-goal lead. Bulatovic. Need to settle down again. There was a nice feed in. Look at that. Length one way, but switched the other way. Got the scores back at one point. They've been leading 6-5. They've now conceded 4 without reply. They haven't scored for 7 minutes. A little bit of extra resin there. Coming off. They often wear tape on the shoe with resin, and when they fall over, they can leave a blob on the ground, which is dangerous. And the ball is used to mop it up. Bulatovic wins the penalty. The handoff shimmies around Roberts, who gives a hefty shove on the way through. So Radicevic, who scored 16 from 17 at this competition. Ah, beautiful. She's such a class player. Drops the wrist back ever so slightly. Fast arm, but the ball slows. And just curves over Eden's head. Well, she's got a 94% success rate from 7 meters. Animated Per Johansson. It's a legendary player in his time, Per Johansson. Still feels the emotion and he wants to be on court. Gulden. Gulden again to the line, did well. 3 defenders are inside the area, but it's only a yellow card for Bulatovic. That's a small price to pay for preventing Blum from turning, but it took 4 defenders to stop Blum. There must be so much space on the wings at that point. The ball is rooted in there. Gulden, Roberts, Lindqvist to the line. Shove in the back for Blum. And she's been in the wars, poor old Blum. Copenhagen line player. Oh, a hefty serve from Burnovic this time. Straight to the wing. Cuts through. Yes, just on the far post. And Melgård gets her second. It wasn't a huge angle. And the high ball meant she lost a bit of time as Radicevic came back to close the angle. But she smuggled it through. So it's still not working it right back. Back on comes Klikovac. Goes all the way through, clips a post, free throw. All that work and nothing to show for it. Gribic, CSM Bucharest player. 23 goals for them. Although they languish in 3rd by their standards. Djokovic looks for the line. Oh, 19's in trouble. Yes. Lagerqvist, who pulled her back. Bringing down Burnovic before the ball was coming near her. There's the shove, and then let's go. But spotted by the referees. So, power play for Montenegro. They've really got to use this now. Penalty. Alan Burnovic. And the line players on both ends are being given very close attention. Lindqvist coming in. Radicevic. Well, she can do the deft touch and she can do the powerful shot. She blasted it this time as he then chose to stand back. Straight through the legs. Radicevic with 18 from 19 penalties scored now in this competition. Sweden take out the goalkeeper, put on the extra attacker. Robert shifts to the middle as Gulden is finally given a bit of a breather on the bench. Not fully match fit, and he's just returning last month to play with her new club Brest in France after giving birth in July. Penalty, defending in the area, and the captain who's just come on makes an immediate difference. Karin Stromberg. Both defenders inside. Stromberg, who took over the captaincy after Sabina Jakobsen picked up a knee injury just before the tournament started. Well, just is all relative. It was a little while back, I guess. So Gulden steps up. Scored 16 from 18. Straight into the hands of Batinovic, who makes a third penalty save. She has been so reliable. Didn't place it particularly well. Nice and close to Batinovic. And the fans slip back into their seats. Djokovic, you can't give her that space. They all stand back and she races in to shoot. Celebrations on the bench. 3-goal lead evaporated. It's just one now for Sweden. It's taken Djokovic until the 24th minute to score at her 4th attempt. They are back to full strength again now, Sweden. Stromberg in the centre. Roberts at left back, Lindqvist at right back. Free throw. Well, smile from Stromberg, who's not afraid of a challenge. Piles in and 3 defenders bring it to a halt. Stromberg gets past, looking for the penalty, still doesn't get it. And there's a passive play call against Sweden. She looks up and she'll see that scoreboard says 2 passes blocked. Meminovic, 4 defenders are coming back. Roberts does enough. Stromberg races off to get Lagerqvist back in defense. Well, both teams like to try and break through, but both teams have very tough defenses. Hence the very low scoring averages, 47% for Montenegro, 48 now for Sweden's going down. Klikovac, the ball is stolen, smuggled out by Melgård. He then comes out to help move it up the court. Lindqvist into the wing, and Hagman scores. First goal of the game for the winger. He plays for Odense in Denmark. Klikovac straight back in though. 3rd goal for her. Bounce it away. Klikovac, who plays for CSM Bucharest, but actually only moved there from Kisvardai in Hungary in the summer. So actually will not have been with Gulden and Hagman as they switched over. Gribic was though. That's another free throw and a lot. We're into the last 5 minutes. Stromberg, very closed angle, and that's well into the side netting. There's no space on the wings. The Montenegrin defense moving really well. A lot of lateral movement. Huge work ethic. Ball's free. It's going to be a free throw. She hadn't quite controlled the ball, Djokovic. Been around for a while, Djokovic, playing a third World Championship. She's been also in 3 European Championships, 1 Olympic. Kind of forget she's only 22. 30. Coming in, Klikovac. Oh, the gap is there. Walked straight through. 4th goal for her. Quick throw off taken by Sweden. Messing back on again on the attack. There's nothing that Hagman can do. She's hemmed in the corner. And Stromberg has the ball again. Blum, she'll slot back in. Force the defense back. Messing. And another block. And it's picked up. Needs to find someone to pass to. Ramusovic manages to lay it off. 3 seconds to get rid of the ball. And Blomstrand just trying to put under a bit of pressure. Blomstrand has now come onto the attack. For Lindqvist, only just. So a 3-goal lead has gone now. They're all square with 2.5 minutes to go in the first half. Gribic has gone in as a second line player. Too much holding by the line player though, Gribic, and that goal won't count. No space this time, Messing. Stromberg. Stromberg again. It's all sideways, they can't find a way through. Now they're through. The line was free briefly. Got it now, the whistle goes. Just as they finally found their way through to 6 meters. And Signell can't quite believe it. The whistle goes for a free throw. She was looking all along. The intention was to switch back. The winger comes out and then lobs the ball back on the line, who stays right at the end. Well, that makes amends at least. Stromberg with a second. The captain edges them back in front. Straight away they hit back, and it's all nip and tuck here. Too close to call. Burnovic. Messing. Blomstrand is now switching back into the right back position. Plays for Copenhagen together with Lindblom on the line. And Melgaard, the left winger. 22nd in the Danish league. Stromberg, low shot, comes back out again. Blomstrand's got the rebound. We're into the last minute before half-time. Stromberg. Messing. It's deep defense, pushing up someone at the front just to try and split the court. Makes it difficult for them to get the cross. Long-range effort by Messing goes wide on a passive ball play. 30 seconds, that's enough for one good long attack at the end here for Montenegro. Mustn't rush it. And that's the message being given by Rajcevic with all her experience. Oh, they've given it away and picked up again. Burnovic, that was lucky. 10 seconds to go. Rajcevic to the line. Ball is stolen unfairly, says the referee. Free throw. And the clock is running down. And there goes the buzzer. It'll have to be a direct shot. The Swedes will line up and form a defensive wall. Djokovic is coming up to take the throw. Taller player at 1.85 meters. Not a bad effort. Sails over the top, and that's it then. Half-time here in Kumamoto. It's Montenegro 12, Sweden 12. Per Signell will be frustrated that the 3-goal lead slipped away there. They appeared to be running well, but the Montenegro defense tightened up even more, and they've started to find a way through. Per Johansson, though, having to toy with the back line, move players around, tried a few combinations, but it's starting to work. Klikovac misfired earlier on, but is now firing on all cylinders. So for Henrik Signell, plenty to think about. His team needing a win here for that semi-final spot, while Per Johansson's team need a win to guarantee their place in the Olympic qualification tournament. Makes his notes before going to the changing room. So on the attacks, then pretty much the same, and shooting, 43% success rate on their attacks, 48% on the shooting. Montenegro have had 3 fast breaks, the Swedes just the 1, and they normally quite like them. On the penalty throws, the 1 missed by Sweden, and turnovers, Sweden have had 3 and Montenegro 7. That's very low actually at the moment, but it's certainly not been a shooter's day here. Nevertheless, though, Blom has managed 4 goals, while Klikovac is matching her with 4 of her own. Memirovic on 3, and a host of other players on 2s and 1s. So for Montenegro, 3 fast breaks, 2 penalties. Most of the play down the middle. They've not really managed to go around the outside and get those shots from the wing. And the long-range efforts at the moment not quite paying dividends. For Sweden, 1 fast break. They've missed the only penalty, that was Gulden. Breaking down the middle, they have got the ball into the wing, but they're ending up having to shoot, especially on the left side, from very tight angles. So only 2 from 4. Long-range shooting also not really working with this tough defense, but the breakthroughs are just as difficult to get. So it was a good start by Sweden, 2-0 up, then Montenegro took the lead, and then it was nip and tuck, and then a good spell in the middle by Sweden, 3-goal lead, but then slowly Montenegro pegged it back. And at half-time here, in Kumamoto, it's 12-all between Montenegro and Sweden. We'll take a break as well. Join us again for the second half. We'll see you then. So welcome back to the Park Dome in Kumamoto in Japan, and this final main round match in the Women's Handball World Championships in Group 2, where Sweden need to win to go through to the semi-final, while Montenegro, who cannot make the semi-final, need to win to guarantee a place in the Olympic qualification tournament. But at half-time, it's all square, 12 all. Referees getting ready as well. We know from this group that Russia are qualified. They've won all their matches and are looking ominously good, I have to say. Were tipped as one of the big favorites, and when France, the defending champions, went out in the preliminary stages, all the more so. Spain are currently sitting in second in the group, but Sweden could overhaul them if Henrik Signell on the left there's team could win this match and sneak past into the semi-final ahead of the Spaniards. Montenegro throw off the second half then against Sweden in this Group 2 main round match at the Women's Handball World Championships. All square, 12 all here in Kumamoto. Both teams needing a win for different reasons. Second line player goes in. Memirovic under the keeper. She went in rather gingerly, got a bit of a slap on the way past on the back just to say, I know you're there. But knowing she's there and stopping her, two different things. Montenegro in front. Sweden, who had a 3-goal lead in the first half. Montenegro had to do all the chasing, but now they're in front. Looking for the line. That's off the foot, accidental by Djukovic. It's just a free throw. Anxious look back at the referees, who've let play run. And both teams are defending really hard, to say. Cuts out the centre there. Lindqvist, who's returned for Blomstrand, who sadly in her 4.5 minutes didn't get a run on court. Well, everyone ran off for the fast break, but Blom thought she'd just hang around on the off chance, and the ball dribbles back out of Gulden's original shot, and no cover to help the goalkeeper. Well, Sweden started yesterday 18 goals behind the Spaniards on goal difference, so would have needed a big win here today as that shot goes in. Burnovic. But Sweden won by 12 yesterday against Romania, 34-22, cutting down that gap. And then earlier today, Russia helped a bit by beating Spain by 10. And it means that Sweden just need to win. Goal difference is no longer an issue. Lindqvist, Gulden. Very, very mobile defense. Tough players, the Montenegrins. They love to defend hard and build their attacks off that, as all good teams should. Passive plays now being called against Sweden. Tries to, pulled. Messing goes down. Tall 1.88 player. Bit of an arm taken from the back. Neither shot now, and for the third time in the game, second time for Messing, it's blocked. Mehmedovic heads off but drops the ball, luckily gets the rebound. Robertson Gulden not being used in defense, he then saves. We may have a 2-minute suspension here. Fallon Djokovic, Blum looking surprised. Well, I certainly think she should be. Not sure she did anything wrong. If anything, there was a bit of pushing by Lindqvist on the way through. I think a case of mistaken identity for the Argentinian referees. So a power play for Montenegro, lead by 1. Djokovic. That's gone in. Rajcevic, second of the game for the player who passed 150th international for Montenegro here in Japan. At the other end, Batinovic is happy with the result. So the goalkeeper is out. Extra attacker is on for Sweden. Roberts, who had a spell in the first half, but failed to score from 2 shots in the 14 and a bit minutes on court. Hoping when she comes back that she can make a change. Passive play again being called against Sweden. Into the line. And Burnovic goes down with Lagerqvist. Swedish line player plays for Nyköping in Denmark. Excellent defending. They come out so quick. Ramusovic meeting her almost at 10 meters. Lindqvist, and that's going to be a 2-minute suspension. So Klikovac goes off, and both teams will be short-handed for a short spell. Hey, Johansson, animated as ever, remonstrates with the referees. And Adrien Vasily quick on his feet to say, let's leave it. He's back up again, though, at the bottom of the picture. Roberts. Bit of space on the wing. The attempted lob by Melgor comes to nothing. It's comfortably saved by Batinovic. 5th save for the Montenegrin keeper. Like a 50% save rate. Melgor having a difficult time on the left wing with 2 from 5 now. So he passed the 5-minute mark. Too many steps anyway, but it's free throw. And a 3-1 exchange in the second half here for Montenegro. Passive play now being called against them. Oh, brilliant! Beautiful goal. Kempe lobbed up and finished up by Mehmedovic. A 5th goal of the game. That was class. Now 3-goal deficit for the Swedes. They've got 1 player back. Montenegro is short-handed though. Power play for Sweden. They've really got to use this well now. And passive play again being called against them. And when they're on a power play. Finally though, they find a way through. Lindqvist gets a second. Underneath the outstretched leg of Batinovic. Montenegro now back to full strength. First goal in 5 minutes. For Sweden. Free throw. Burnovic. Under close scrutiny, mind you, they have been at both ends. The line again, this time stolen fairly. Roberts got herself cornered. Hagman rolls off, but stumbles to the floor. Couldn't release the ball, which is a shame because Melgård was free on the far wing, and it's all got a bit messy out there, and a team timeout called by Henrik Signell, the Swedish coach. Quite a bit of tidying up needed.
Jamina, Bella. Vi gör något platsbyte här, så Bella hamnar här. Det här är Jaukovic. Trött, långsam. Du är snabb. Du ger dig inte förrän du är förbi med en tvåa eller eget. Den här zonen. Kolla Bella om det kan vara bäst.
Okay, and you come in. Then continue, we can do one with Valdez, Sardina, Burso, is that. But continue with two pivots now. With everything would line up. And with the Trilo inside.
So play resumes after that team timeout. Sweden 2 goals down, struggling to capitalise, and again a lot of shots missing the frame altogether in this game. Swedes down on 42% success rate with their shooting, and some of it hasn't even been online. Memidovic realizes the angle is simply too closed and no one to pass to in the middle. Happy to take the free throw. So Djukovic comes back on Rajcevic. The suspension over, Klikovac resumes in the center. Budnovic waiting on the line, she's doing a good job. Djukovic, straight through. Slow defense on the far side, and Signell's problems are mounting here. Klikovac, 5 from 5. Then Roberts, Lindqvist gets in close. He's got a free throw, luckily, because the ball bounced straight out of her hands. The passive play is now being called, 6 passes. Gulden, bit of a speculative shot by Gulden, but smuggled in. Little windmill feint past Djukovic, and then as they expect the ball to go one side, shoots on the near post, and Per Johansson shakes his head in disgust. Lead cut back to 2 goals now for Montenegro. Looking to try and cut through to the wing, but brought down. It's another free throw. Rajcevic. So 10 minutes played. 17-15 the lead to Montenegro. Shot goes wide. Under pressure. Sweden break. Well, it's not been a match for the purists, that's for sure. With a tough encounter in defense. And that's going to be a 2-minute suspension as well, and a lot of shots off the frame. Djukovic gets a 2-minute suspension for this foul. Caught Gulden very high as she came through. Right across the face. So she is off, and play resumes with the free throw for Sweden. Roberts on the far side also struggling. At the left-back position, 0 from 3. Penalty. And Gulden, industrious as ever. Fouled on the way through as Djokovic looks on. Despotovic jumping into her inside the area. Cheer on the Swedish bench, and Hagman steps up to take it. Scored 6 from 11 in Japan. Oh dear. Well, the quality of the shooting for Sweden today has truly crashed and burned. That brings it down to 43%. Read all the way by Batinovic, who makes her 6th save and her 2nd penalty save, and I think Messing didn't even want to look. It's just as well. It's going to be another free throw. Very low scoring because of the tough defending and the haphazard shooting. Montenegro on 57% with their shooting. Below par for them at 62%. That's saved by Iden. And a 2-minute suspension for Lindqvist. And is it a free throw or... it's going to be a goalkeeper's ball. Must have been an earlier foul that they banked. Lindqvist catching high there, but the ball went through. There was a shot. Well, quick look at the clock there by Gulden as Lindqvist on the bench. He did catch her very high, in fairness. Roberts takes a shot, free throw. A few good, powerful, long-range efforts would help to draw out the defense. At the moment, they're trying to break through and they're struggling. Montenegro are back to full strength. Djokovic joins the defense. Sweden is still short-handed. Goalkeeper's out, and it's going to be another free throw. They're not getting the goalkeeper back in just yet. The Swedes living on the edge. Roberts. Save is made. And Batinovic seems to have taken a bit of a blow. And the clock has been stopped. See where the shot came in, but turned their ankle, I think. Seemed to rock on her ankle, and meanwhile, we've had a yellow card on the bench. Per Johansson getting quite worked up. An occupational hazard with him, and the table officials calling the referees over. So play resumes then. Batinovic seems fine. She stayed in goal. Rajcevic, shot down the middle. Iden's got it. Long pass out. Melgor cuts inside. That's better. And after missing 3, she's back in her scoring ways. 3rd of the game. Started off so well, then went off the boil. Defender comes across, but she cuts inside. Iden started it all. 1-goal game again. Into the wing, that's good. Decent angle. And Radicevic gets her first open play goal after 2 penalties early in the game. She's on an enviable 76% success rate, the 3rd top scorer in the competition. 2-goal lead is back again. Blomstrand, Gulden. Oh, the interception is there. It's somehow retrieved and given straight back. Petren, who's just come on, looking a little caught in the headlights there, and they pay the price. Nemenovic with goal number 6. Petren all over the place. Made one mistake, recovered the ball, and then promptly handed it straight back again to Klikovac. Yes, I think that says it all. Not exactly the entrance Petren wanted into the game. Only been on just over a minute. Here she comes again. Trying to solve the problem at the left-back position. Martinovic steps in again. Save number 8. And Gulden comes away empty-handed. And we are midway through the second half. And still the Swedes cannot find a solution. Burnovic returns on the line. Having a good season, 19 goals in the Champions League for Budućnost. Memenovic goes in on the line. A bit of blocking going on the line. Unfairly, say the referees, turnover. Sweden break. Petren, that's more like it. That's what Signal brought her on to do. She lets rip with a long-range effort. And if she can do that, this could change the game, because Sweden have had no firepower distance, 81 kilometers an hour. And Per Johansson knows that's not good. He is living the game, Johansson. Still a 2-goal lead, though, for Montenegro. Handoff. Despotovic now. Coming back, that's down the middle. It's going to be a free throw. Blom a wry smile. I think she went down a bit too easily. Good defending, Lagerqvist. Holds up the way for Rajcevic. Passes to the line, the ball is loose. Another free throw. Rajcevic, borderline, and that's a push from the back. It's a penalty, and there could be a sanction as well. There is, and 2 minutes. So off goes Blomstrand, 22. Well, again, I don't think she's done anything wrong there. The other player may be pushing. So upsteps Radicevic, third penalty of the game. And scores comfortably. 4th goal, 3 from the penalty line. An impeccable record, leans one side, just draws it in enough. And the support team for the Montenegrin side on their feet, cheering. Lindqvist coming back on again. Goalkeeper is off, but they're hesitating. In the end, Batinovic again intervenes. 9th save. Signal applauds, but he knows time is running on here. Just got a hand on it. That was a good save. Place for Vulca in Romania. Currently leading the championship there. Oh, why did she not turn? And that's a good save by Eden. Well, a glaring chance there on the line. And for whatever reason, Burnovic passed the ball back out again. Wow, that could have been a 4-goal lead. Lindqvist. 24 seconds before they're back to full strength. No goalkeeper at the other end. Now Gulden, who's been on 23 minutes. She arrived here having had barely 15 minutes of court time with the club Brest in France after returning, having given birth, and that's good. Petren. But Gulden is now having to play longer and longer. She's such a driving force in the attack. Tees up the shot for Petren. Still a 2-goal lead. Rajcevic. Despotovic looks back onto the line. She's under pressure, gets a free throw. Despotovic. Into the wing, knocked out by Lindqvist. And a team timeout for Montenegro. Use their second one of the game.
Listen now, girls. After this attack, Jetsa, you play one more. Then it's Zico. Go back to Dva, wingland Dva, and Lashno, and combine it with 6+1 and 10+1. Same again, Zico. This is for you, okay? You go brutally. Polako, Dukraja, everything. Continue the work there.
And now,
Det är i så fall Emma som byter, så ifall hon går in så får Matilda vara med på punkten. Kom igen! Ja, kom igen! Hon linjen i försvaret nu! Kom igen! 3-2-1, Sverige!
Very, very calm demeanor of Henrik Signell. On the other side, Per Johansson from Montenegro, quite worked up and telling them to finish the move off brutally. Well, he was always a tough player in his day as well. That's how he did it. So play resumes after that second team timeout for Montenegro, and we have just 10 minutes remaining in the match. Montenegro with a win, and that will certainly help to make sure of their place in the Olympic qualification tournament. First goal for Despotovic to restore the 3-goal lead. 84 kilometers an hour. Back on comes Gulden. Petren has moved to the center for the moment. They'll switch back in a second. Lindqvist. Oh, straight through. She's got a range. Petren's third goal. She's only been on 7 minutes. And having had a bit of a fumble at the beginning, given away a turnover for a Montenegrin goal, she scored the next 3 attempts. Petren, who plays for Horsens, bottom club in the Danish league, but she's the 4th scorer there with 75 goals. Despotovic. Ah, she's got a range now. And the lead is put back to 3 as soon as the Swedes hit. And a bit of luck. Oh, kicked it into her own goal. Stuck to her shirt with all the resin they use. And when it dropped down, she healed it. You can't have an own goal, so Despotovic will be given that one. Lindqvist. Time is really running against them. Turns, dispossessed. Memirovic, empty goal. Lobbed it. It trickles wide. And Per Johansson is jumping up and down the bench. There was the steal, she did very well. Dispossessed Lindqvist, but under pressure, and that was crucial to get the body in front, and Per Johansson can't believe it. Petren trying to up the tempo here to open up the defense, but great work ethic in defense. That's a good block. Batinovic has picked up the loose ball. Montenegro can move forwards. Djukovic at the moment only being used in defense. Actually, it wasn't her block. It came from the side. Maybe Durnovic, but either way, second line play goes in. Memirovic cut back inside. Djokovic is back on now. Maybe it was just for a talk with Per Johansson, but she was taken off. Lindqvist will have to get back in position again. They followed her right the way across. Rajcevic, Djokovic. Meminovic through the gap. Good save it in. Her 10th save of the game. Sweden, come back and need to start finding solutions. At the end of the day, though, their shooting has just let them down so much today. Okay, the Montenegrin defense has been tough, but even some of the longer range shots haven't been framed. 44% success rate on their shooting, down from their current average of 62. That's on the keeper, but it's a penalty. Fouled in the act of shooting. Melgor wins the penalty. Came through, good shove in the back by Radicevic, who's also inside the area. So Gulden missed earlier, Petren takes it. And that goes wide. Oh dear, oh dear. What on earth has happened to Swedish shooting today? 2 penalties missed now. Gulden and Petren looks to the heavens. Well, the Spaniards will be looking on and thinking, this is great. But it's not over yet. It's in a very, very low-scoring affair. Bulatovic has come on. Djokovic hammers it. What a huge shot she's got. Her second, and Signell looks on anxiously. The deficit now 4 goals as we go into the last 5 minutes. So back on comes the captain. Can Stromberg help? First shot, save. Batinovic straight onto her feet. The break is on. Ramusovic comes off. Used in defense only, and Batinovic smiles. Her 11th save. Free throw. Well, a few flushed faces, I'm afraid, down there on court. And this morning, when Spain lost so heavily to Russia, anxious looks on the Spaniards' faces, but they were counting on Montenegro to at least take a point off the Swedes. Swedes have had a bad day. That's a double dribble. Ball dropped and picked up again. Melgor. Straight through to Blom. Finally, finally. Six minutes without a goal. Very low-scoring affair. They changed the defense. Petren is now right up. Looks like she's trying to individually mark Djokovic, but she's moved back so far. She doesn't want to stray that far out. Into the line. Mehmedovic, saved by Iden. It's a bad miss because actually the angle was quite good. Petren. Stromberg's back on again. Petren scores. Long-range effort. They're back within touch here. And her coming on has made a big difference for Sweden. That extra dimension with the long-range shooting, and a team timeout is called by Montenegro.
Listen to the coach now. Listen to the coach. We have 2 goals up. They play this untypical Swedish thing with a high 5-1 and just play Polacco now. Andrea, Bielsa, Milena. Okay? In the defense, in the attack, they are desperate now. They come for this shoot. Then number 9, we have to have an eye on. Number 9 in the contra and the pivot.
All self-explanatory there from Per Johansson. Henrik Signell, he's got 1 team timeout left. And we have 3 minutes to go. So play resumes. Sweden with his deep 5-1. Staying focused on the center. It's Rajcevic who's gone in there now. Tries to go through. No way there. Djokovic not being used at the moment. They need some mobile players to get around this deep defense into the wing. Oh, that'll help. Radicevic, goal number 4. In fact, 5, I beg your pardon. Into the line. Blum hits straight back. They won't lie down. But Sweden need the win. The draw isn't enough. 2 minutes to go. Despotovic, Radicevic. Well, Sweden unrecognizable from some of the early games. Their shooting's just gone to pot. That save. Hagman's away. One-handed catch. Oh, save, Batinovic. Number 12, and that's huge. Signal's face drops. And that could have been the difference. Batinovic's 12th save. It was a poor shot in fairness. And I'm afraid Sweden's miserable shooting day continues. Burnovic tees it up for Mimirovic, and she scored. And now surely the pressure is on. Team timeout Sweden, but they are 3 down with 1 minute and 6 seconds. Surely not. Montenegro already celebrating.
Karin startar, Jugge, Karin hamnar där, Melissa. Vändpass där, flyttade mot, dra isär Karin, flyttar emot, gör din goa och där du bryter av. Tempoväxla lugnt och fint.
Everybody go inside. The only one allowed to shoot is the Desno Krilo. No stupid 2 minutes. No stupid 2 minutes. And do kraja there. Okay?
Well, this a chance that may well haunt Hagman. That could have got them back to within 1. He then can't believe it. Teed up the ball nicely. Sweden resume, but it's a tall order now. All team timeouts used. 3 goals. Well, they need 4 because they've got to win it. And 1 minute to go. Straight down the middle, Batinovic. Slow it down, they say, absolutely. Why rush? And Batinovic on 13 saves. 48% save rate. And Sweden's shooting has let them down so badly today. But tough defending by Montenegro. Memirovic, Burnovic, and that is surely the icing on the cake for Montenegro. 20 seconds to go, but it's all gone away from Sweden here. They started so well, 3-goal lead in the first half, but they lost their way badly in the second. Outscored 14-10 in this second half. Seconds ticking. That's in for Melgård, and that is the last action. And Montenegro have beaten Sweden by 26-23. Henrik Signell must be absolutely gutted. And for Per Johansson, how difficult for him. He's Swedish, the Montenegrin coach, and they're just deprived Sweden of a place in the semi-final. They had to win. They needed a good game today. But I'm afraid with a shooting stat of 45% success rate, that will never get you a win. And it was certainly not a beautiful game, but it was a very efficient game by Montenegro, who defended superbly. And with Batinovic making 13 saves, the Swedes are left disconsolate. So close, and yet so far. So player of the match will be announced now. And it is Memirovic. 7 goals, 64% success rate and 1 assist. And she was on court for just under 54 minutes. Did her work in defense. And so for Montenegro, it means that they have their place in the Olympic qualification tournament. The Swedes will finish fourth, and they will have to battle it out in the last playoff match in 2 days' time against the fourth place team from Group 1, with only the winner going through to the Olympic qualification tournament. Left to reflect on what might have been Henrik Signell. And for Per Johansson, as I said, mixed emotions for him, thanks to supporters, but they have taken Sweden out of the semi-final when they had a real chance here. But they have been dangerous all the time. They've had their ups and downs, Montenegro. Defense has always been tough with them, and the referees let the game run, and that suited Montenegro. It was tough on the Swedes, but then their shooting also let them down, and not just under pressure, but some of the long-range efforts weren't framed. Great emotions here. Small band of supporters cheering them on from the stands. Gulden, who worked like a Trojan out there to try and get them back into it, but ends up with 2 from 6, 4 assists. Blum with 7 from 8, and she still ends up on the losing side. Well, the magician does it again, Per Johansson. He got the Swedish team through to the final of Euro 2010. Here today, it's not quite been at that level, but they have at least guaranteed Olympic qualification tournament, which a couple of matches ago was by no means a definite. And instead, the Swedes, who could have been in the last 4, are now going to have to battle another hard game to book their place in the Olympic qualification tournament. 5 goals for Radicevic, 7 for Mimidovic, and of course those 13 saves for Batinovic, the goalkeeper. He was at the 2011 World Championships with Croatia, and now makes a first appearance at the World Championship for Montenegro, and helps them overcome Sweden and keep the Olympic dream alive. Well, the obligatory photo from the battling Montenegrins. Per Johansson so ecstatic and jumping around earlier. Now a bit more muted. Probably some thoughts for Per Signell, or Henrik Signell rather. So this is how it looks then. Spain delighted with that result because they stay in second place, are in the semi-final with Russia at the top of the group. Montenegro move up to third place, guaranteed Olympic qualification. Sweden in fourth. We'll have to battle that out in 2 days' time in that 7th place playoff. And the Japanese, who rose off the bottom with a big win over Romania today. Well, Russia certainly looking in great form. And the stats here say it all, I'm afraid. When you're scoring off 48% of your shots, it's going to be very difficult to go through. Montenegro not much better on 53, but defended like lions. 4 fast breaks each, the Swedes missed 1. And the turnovers 10-5 for Montenegro, but still they went on to win. Blum and Mimidovic on each side, 7 goals apiece. Radicevic and Klikovac, the next best for the Montenegrins, with 5 apiece. The shot chart then: 4 fast breaks, 3 penalties. The goals coming through the middle mostly. The wings getting a little bit of service on the right-hand side. 2 from 2 only, or 2 from 4 rather, and a miss on the left wing. But some long-range efforts, but mostly it was up close or to the line. For Sweden, they missed 1 fast breaks, all 3 penalties missed, and how crucial that has proved here at the end. Straight down the middle in most cases. The wings went cold a bit. Melgor starting well, then going off and then picking up a bit. But some long-range efforts by Petren gave them some hope. But in the end, it all fizzled out. And the second half, you can see low scoring, but a flurry of goals early on for the Montenegrins to take control. And after that, Sweden were chasing all the time. And at the end, Montenegro hung on to make absolutely sure with a 3-2 exchange. And so there will be no semi-final for Sweden. It's Russia and Spain from this group with a 3-goal win. And those 3 missed penalties looking very, very important indeed. It wasn't their day with the shooting for the Swedes. Well, we hope you've enjoyed the matches today. Thanks for joining us. Hope you can join us again. But for now, from me, Paul Bray, and all the production team here in Kumamoto, good night.